Okay, so let's look at this GCSE Maths question where they've given us a graph of a journey. Okay, so what I can see, first thing I'd like to note is that the y-axis says the speed in meters per second. So I want to make note of the units, meters per second. And in the time is on the x-axis is time, which is in minutes. Minutes. Okay, now the issue with this question is you have one thing in meters per second and the other thing in minutes. So what I'm going to do to make things easier for myself is I'm going to convert this to seconds, right? So 1 minute is 60 seconds, 2 minutes is 120 seconds, 3 minutes is 180 seconds, 4 minutes is 240 seconds. Just do the different, okay, 60, 120, that's better. 180, 240, 5 times 6 is 300, and this is 360. Now, the reason I am doing that is you'll see soon when they ask a question, we kind of want to be able to work in the same unit. So I'd like my minutes to be in seconds because the speed is in meters per second. Okay, so tram leaves the station and accelerates for 2 minutes. So we see here it's accelerating. Then here what's happening? It's carrying on. It's still moving at 12 meters per second. It hasn't stopped. Okay. If this had been distance, then yes, it would stop because the distance is going up. But the speed is still 12. So if I'm going at 12 meters per second or whatever the speed is, I haven't stopped. I'm just no longer accelerating. And then here it slows down. And so here it stops. So it stopped at 0 and then it stopped again at 6. Okay, now what they want to do, they want us to calculate the distance in meters between the station. So I'm going to show you a little trick here. When you look at these types of graphs, we want the distance. Now, distance is in meters. Well, I have my seconds over here. Now, what happens is with a speed time graph, to find the distance, it's actually the area under the graph. Okay. But I'm going to show you this trick of looking at the units. So now I say speed times time. If I times the y-axis by the x-axis, notice that I'm timesing minutes by, and I've changed it to seconds. Let's do the seconds in purple. Notice that when I times these together, the meters, the seconds cancel, right? Because that seconds at the bottom and I end up with meters. So the units confirm that I need to find the area under the graph. Now, you don't have to necessarily know about the units. I just wanted to show you that because it's like a handy trick to know that when you times the x by the y, the units that you'll be left with will tell you what the area under the graph is. So I want that area. But also you could just remember this. So you could just remember that if you have a speed time graph, the area gives you distance. The area under the graph gives you distance. Now it's just a matter of finding the area of the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to do this in different steps, right? So I'm going to take away the thing and I'm going to do the triangle first. So let's do this triangle in green. I'm going to get that area first in green. Then I'm going to get this area here. And I'm going to get the area of this triangle here. Okay. Right, so and then we're going to just add these areas up. So let's just move this to the side here. So there's my triangle. So let me do that first. Okay. Well, what is the seconds? 120, right? And the speed is 12, and it's a half. A triangle, when it was half base, so the base is 120 times the height, which is 12. Okay, so 120 times 12, 1,440. It's 144. 12 times 12 is 144 with a 0. And you halve that. Half of 1440 is 720. So that's this one here. This one is 720. So I would say, right, my distance equals a half times 120 times 12. So that's the green one that I did. Plus, let's do the blue one. We'll pull the blue one over to here. So the blue one is the rectangle, that's base times height. Right? So the rectangle, the height is 12. The area here is 12. And then the distance from here to here is 1 second. I mean 1 minute, which is 60 seconds. Right? I don't do the 180. I've already done this side. I'm just doing the 60 seconds that goes from here to here. Okay. And that's 12 times 60, which is 720 again. So then I add that. So this here would be my 12 times 60. So we know that that's the green one. Plus, and then I finally do the red one. Okay, so let's pull the red one over here. And the red one is another triangle, so it's a half. And then the height, once again, is 12. But now my minutes is 1, 2, 3, right? 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3. So 3 minutes is 180 seconds. Okay, so 12 times 180, right? So that's 1,800 plus 360 is 2,160. And then I halve that. Half times that, so that'll be running out of space here. That'll be 1,080. And so that is my a half times 12 times 180. Okay, so by adding these together, I get my distance. So I'm just going to highlight what we did. Right? We did this one was our green triangle, which was this. Then we did our blue rectangle, which was this. And that was that bit there. So we've done the first two, and then finally the red one, right? Which is, oh, that was that one. And that was there. And so I've got my full area here. And so I just add my 720 plus 720 is 1,440, right? 1,440. And then I add the 1,080, right? So that's 2,520. 2,520 meters. Okay, so that is how you work out the distance of a journey when you're given a speed time graph. Okay.